so much. And we're sorry we can't be back in the building together yet, but hopefully really, really soon. And I think when we do get all back together again, we should have a party. We can get cakes and balloons and play some games and just really, really enjoy being together again. And I think we're going to be surprised how tall some of you are, because we haven't seen you in nearly a year. We've seen some of you on Zoom, but not in real life. And I think it's going to be very, very exciting to see each other again. And until then, until we can all be back together again, we're going to do stories like this. So we're going to have videos like this of various leaders telling stories and doing things with you. We're going to your grown-up will help you access this. And then we're also going to give out sort of packs in the week that are going to have activity sheet in them, some crafts, and maybe a surprise sometimes. In this video, we're going to be telling stories. Hopefully, we'll get Josh to sing some songs for us, and we'll do some crafts. I think that'll be really, really lovely. So, lovely to see you all. So, for the next 3 weeks, we're going to be learning about people that Jesus helped. Yes, He made them better. They were all poorly, and He made them all better. So, to start off with this week, I'm going to ask you a question. What do you use on your body, on your head, to see with? If you said your eyes, you're right. If you said your ears, you're not right. So we see with our eyes over here. So I'm wondering what kind of things you like to look at. Maybe you like looking at animals. Maybe you've got a pet at home. Maybe you like looking at cakes. Maybe you like looking at telly, or clowns, or if you're playing football, or anything you want to. What I really like looking at is flowers. I love flowers. I'm not good with flowers. I can't grow anything. Things tend to die when they come to my house. So these are flowers that I got from Morrison's, and they're cut up, they're in a vase, and they're beautiful. Actually, these lasted quite a while. You got all kinds of different flowers. You've got these ones that have got little petals, these ones that have got big petals, and these ones that aren't open yet, which will open probably next week sometime. And the smell is absolutely amazing. So I can see them, and I can see them, and I can smell them as well. Can't get them. Now these are tulips, and they're my favourite, and I'll tell you why they're my favourite. Because when you see tulips coming out, it means that spring is on the way, and I love spring. It's my favourite time of year. It's not cold, it's not too hot, it's just perfect. So I like to look at flowers, and I'm going to put them just kind of here, there, so you can see them while I'm talking. So, today's lesson is about a man who couldn't see. In the story today, it's about Jesus. Jesus helped us now. Jesus was going from town to village, all over the place, telling people about God and healing people. Now, healing people means you were poorly, now you're not poorly anymore. And people do get healed nowadays, but you know what, when Jesus was healing people, he was saying, you are healed, and boom, they were healed immediately. Because sometimes if you've got a poorly cough, or maybe you hurt our leg, it takes quite a while to get better, doesn't it? But Jesus healed these people just like that straight away. So, in this story, Jesus was in a town called Jericho. And there was a man called Bartimaeus. Sometimes you hear him spoken about in the Bible, also in this school, as blind Bartimaeus, because he was blind. But that was his name, Bartimaeus. And Bartimaeus had listened to people talking about Jesus for ages. And he had heard that Jesus was coming from village to village, and he was healing people, he was making them better. And he was really excited because he knew Jesus was coming to Jericho. And let's have a picture of Bartimaeus. Not a photo because they didn't have photographs back then. So this is him. And he is free. And he looks a bit sad. And he's got something in his hand. And I wonder if you know what that is. I'll tell you what it is. It's a bowl, a begging bowl. So in Jesus' day, people who were blind, they couldn't get jobs. And if they didn't have family members who looked after them, they very often didn't have money and didn't have food or a place to stay. This was basically the only job that blind people would do back in the Bible times. They would sit at the side of the road and they would hope that people would give them money in their bowl when they came past. Sometimes they would ask for money, sometimes people would give it to them. The problem was, people often thought that in those times, if you were blind, you'd done something wrong, or your family had done something wrong, and they didn't look after blind people like they do nowadays. But his life was really hard and really, really sad. So he heard that Jesus was coming and he thought, I'm going to ask Jesus to make me better. But the problem was, he couldn't see where Jesus was in the crowd. He knew there were lots of people around and he knew Jesus was there because he heard people speaking. But he couldn't see Jesus because he was blind. Now, he didn't have friends and family who could take him to Jesus. He didn't know what to do. But he thought, I have to do something. So he got a plan. He thought, I'm going to shout really loudly and see if Jesus can hear me. So he said, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. The people in the crowd went, what's that? Who's making that noise? He's shouting. And he shouted louder, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. People were going, you know what they did? They shushed him. They said, shh, Jesus is talking. Stop it. He doesn't want to be bothered with you. So do you think Bartimaeus stopped, or do you think he shouted louder? I'll tell you what he did. He shouted louder. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. And what do you think happened? See what happened? I'm going to read what happened in the Bible. This is from Mark chapter 10, and it's verse 49. Jesus heard it, and he stopped, and he said, call him. So they called to the blind man, cheer up, on your feet, he's calling you. Throwing his cloak aside, like a jacket, he jumped onto his feet and came to Jesus. What do you want me to do for you? Jesus said. The blind man said, Teacher, I want to see. That's what he wanted. He asked Jesus, he knew that Jesus would heal him, and he said, I want to see. So what do you think Jesus did? Do you think Jesus went, oh, I'm really sorry you're poorly, go and see a doctor? Or do you think he healed him? We know what he did, didn't he? Jesus gave him his sight. Look at that. Can you imagine? For all of his life, if you close your eyes now, that's all he could see, just darkness. But all of a sudden, his eyesight was there. Oh my goodness, he could see people, he could see clouds, he could see animals, he could see the ground. You know what the best of all would have been? To see Jesus' face. That would have been amazing. And God loved him. Jesus loved him. Remember, Jesus is God's son, and God can do anything, and so can Jesus. And Jesus healed him because he could and because he loved him. So afterwards, do you think that Bartimaeus went, oh, cheers, thanks, and off he went? No. He followed Jesus. Now, it doesn't say how long he followed him for, but he wanted to hear more about Jesus because Jesus is amazing and he's healed him. And Jesus was talking about God and the relationship between people and God, and Bartimaeus wanted to know more. And he was so excited to be healed. And next week we're going to hear about some other people who were healed. We normally have our juice and our biscuit. I've got my coffee, my biscuit. Very yummy. You can get some juice and a biscuit too if you want to, and pause it and come back. When you come back, you're going to be looking at our memory verse. You can pause it now for we can just go here. So, the memory verse for this week is, the Lord gives sight to the blind. Psalm 146, verse 8. So, what we normally do in our group is we get you to come up and take this off, don't we? So you're not here, but I'm going to take this off for you. Now, how about for Danny first? I'm going to take off that word. Because the Lord gives sight to the blind. Psalm 146, verse 8. Who's next on my list? Oh, Noah. Noah, I think we'll go with maybe that one. Because the Lord gives sight to the blind. Psalm 146, verse 8. Next on my list is Ada. Ooh, Ada, I think we'll take this one off for you. Let's see how it goes. The Lord gives sight to the blind. Psalm 146, verse 8. Next on my list is Lila. Lila, I think I'm going to choose this one for you. Let's see. The Lord gives sight to the blind. Psalm 146, verse 8. Next on my list is Ilya. I think we'll do this one anyway. Just take the first one away. We can do it, can't we? The Lord gives sight to the blind. Psalm 146, verse 8. Tommy's on my list next. So I think maybe we'll do this one. Let's see how we get on. The Lord gives sight to the blind. Psalm 146, verse 8. Next on my list is Levi. I think Levi might choose this one. The Lord gives sight to the blind, Psalm 146, verse 8. And last on my list is Vienna. I'll take that one off. The Lord gives sight to the blind, Psalm 146, verse 8. I'm going to take these last two off and see if we can do it. The Lord gives sight to the blind, Psalm 146, verse 8. Well done, guys. Now it's time for activity sheets and for the class. So for your activity sheet, it's about Bartimaeus, and we've got some bits that you cut out here and stick on there. And back, we've got some draw on his face, and got some memory verse that we just learned, so you'll be great with that. You need to ask your grown-up to help you, or you can do that on your own. It's entirely up to you. Once you've done that, you've got a prompt first. So, in the packs that I gave to your parents, there'll be a little bag with some bits in, pom-poms, there's some shapes, just some sticky bits on the back, and some other shapes and things. Oh, and some feathers, we like some feathers. There'll be 2 toilet rolls for each of you, and some string. Now, the things you might need is some glue and a stapler. Doesn't matter if you don't have them, you can use sellotape. I'm wondering if you can guess what we're going to make. I'll show you quickly. We're going to make binoculars. Woohoo! For seeing, because it's all about sight, isn't it? So, I'm going to start by stapling these two together. That, and like that. And then together. Now, my eyes are much bigger. My eyes are much wider apart than yours are. These will be fine for you, just like that. Oh, look, I can see you. So, excuse me, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of my shapes. I'm going to use a pink pom-pom, because why not? Why not have a pink pom-pom? I'll put it in the front. I'm going to use a feather. I do like feathers. Oh, my pom-pom came off. Oh, rude. Some glue on there. And I'm going to stick a yellow feather on. How lovely. I'm going to put a green, green? A pink square. That pom-pom will not stay on it. You can do whatever you want. I'm not sure if this pom-pom is going to stay on. So, you can put any other shapes that you want on, the feathers or anything else, and whatever. I've only got a few there, so you can put as many on as you want to. And when you've done that, you take your string, and you can either ask Mum and Dad to make a hole for you, or you can use the stapler, or you can use some glue. And you just put the string in there, and I'm going to staple it, or glue it, or put a hole. Oh no, that came out. I'll do it again. Should work. Let's see. There you go. Perfect. And you take the other side. So I've got the one in. And take the other side and put it in there. And then I'll show you what to do with the string. There you go. So now it hangs around the neck. I can see you. I just hang around, just hangs on my neck, just like that. And you can go into the garden. And you know what? It's really good weather for birds at the moment. So you can look out for some birds, and maybe you can see each other in the house. You can look and see what Mummy and Daddy are doing. You're grown up. Whatever you want to do. And put one more on here. I'll take one more look. Our pom-pom stayed on. How exciting! Oh no, it's still not staying on. That's my nose. I'm going to take it off. There you go. And you've got binoculars. Because Jesus gave sight to blind Bartimaeus. Well, it's been wonderful being with all of you today. And as I said, I hope we're going to be together again really soon. But we couldn't finish today without a song. And we got Josh here. And he's going to play for us. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. There we go. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do.
handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do.
Again.
My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do. The rivers are his, the mountains are his, the stars are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing that he cannot do for you.
Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.